Hey everybody, how's it going? Mike from the Focus Garage here, and in today's video, we are going to be building our own intake. We're going to be replacing this 034 Motorsports kind of nice plastic formed intake, I guess you could say, and be putting on a hot air intake. Now, before you think I'm crazy or anything like that, it's kind of sarcastic. I mean, it's not really a hot air intake, but it is more for flow properties. It's going to be a 4-inch tube that mounts onto the inlet elbow back there, and then we just have a gigantic filter running here. I've seen a couple people doing this on some of the local and nationwide VW and Audi Facebook groups for these 2.0 engines. And one, it's going to give us great noise. Two, it's going to be less expensive than any of the name brand intakes that are also open intakes. And three, it really should give some good flow properties over kind of a restrictive box and everything like that. It's going to be a giant filter. There'll be more filtering area and everything like that. So we're going to give it a try. I think the stew noises will be also pretty neat as well. So removing your intake will vary. Obviously, on this one, it's pretty simple. There's not a million silicone joints or anything like that. I should be able to just kind of disconnect this vacuum line here. I think I can even leave the whole box bolted together because I think there are just clips that kind of hold this onto the bottom. So I'll kind of, go and shimmy this one out. But all I need to do is really remove the intake where it mounts to the turbo back there. As you can see, got my clamp right there, ready to go. So we'll loosen that guy up and just pull the whole intake out, and then I'll kind of start piecing together what I'm doing with the other one. I've gone ahead and took out the 034 Motorsports intake, and the biggest thing to make note of is one, there's this little snorkel here that sits in the front of the vehicle that's going to feed that filter air, so you're going to want to be very, very careful in the way that you pull that out. But here are the 3 pins that it sits on. They are just rubber and they do just snap into place, so that's very, very strange there, but that's it. So as you can see here, 1, 2, and 3, and that will remove what your intake sits on. You can pull out the whole box. I've got my turbo inlet back there. My adapter is going to go on that, and we're going to be able to run our 4-inch tube there. So I'll start assembling that. Here is kind of that secondary air hose piece here. It's actually not the secondary air injection on the Rs and the S3s. This is for the intake manifold runner flaps, and you can see it right through there. I'm going to be running just a barb fitting in this and then a small filter with a zip tie securing it out of the way somewhere else for that. So I'll go ahead and start installing everything there and showing you what that looks like. So this is what the intake looks like. Like I was telling you, I'm gonna have everything linked in the description down below. I just wanted to kind of do a quick showing of it. I will get some underhood videos of it. Obviously, I don't love how all of that looks, and it's a little tight. I mean, it's rubbing the battery box a little bit, and you're very, very close to those lines there. But I mean, it's solid. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. So basically going from the back moving forwards, we've got a 3-inch to 4-inch adapter here going onto my turbo inlet, and we've just got 2 corresponding clamps that'll fit that. And then we literally just have a 90-degree bend piece of 4-inch aluminum all the way into a 4-inch AEM dry flow filter. That's it. I mean, nothing crazy there. I assembled the whole thing before putting it in the car. I was trying to do it piece by piece while I was in the car, but the problem I was having is things were rubbing everywhere. So I assembled the whole piece. This is as far down the tube as this can go. This is pretty much as far up as that can go. And then this coupler is all the way seated down there. I'm sure you can kind of get an eye at that. Not super easy to tighten or anything like that, but that's kind of what we've got going on for that. And as far as the intake runners, this is what we've got going on here. So I've got an adapter going from the hose that used to run into the air box into this little barb here, and then it's got a little filter on it there. This will definitely do the trick for holding that piece together and keeping filtered air running into the intake manifold there. So you've got kind of the big filter here and then that little secondary filter there. Not sure if I love it. I honestly probably just kind of want to go back to my 034 one after a little bit. I'll drive this just to see kind of what it sounds like. But first thoughts, I don't really love it. I'm more of a kind of sleeper car look person, and this is obnoxious. I mean, I definitely don't even think I could fit my stock engine cover back on with that there. I'll try in a second, but definitely not a chance. So this is kind of what it looks like. We've got, the whole intake tube here going back to the turbo. I mean, it probably will make some great noises. We'll rig up the car and get some shots of that, but this is what we've got. I've seen people do this. I wanted to give it a shot for myself. I figured I could always return this or resell it if I don't like how it works out. And that's what we've got. I also did the high pressure fuel pump. That'll be in a different video. But that's all done, and it doesn't look like it's leaking or anything like that. That's going to wrap it up for this one. If you guys do have any questions or anything, drop it in the comments down below. I've got the stock airbox removed, and, well, not even the stock. I got my 034 airbox removed and this bad boy installed here. Not sure. Thought I'd like it more, but a little bit skeptical. Looks kind of tacky, but should make some good noises, and it might flow better than what was in there as well. I wish I had a little bit more scientific means to test the flow properties of this. But yeah, it's going to wrap it up for this one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.